Hey guys, it's Othania here from Create Your Future. So today I'm going to talk about manifestation is instant. How does that work? What does that mean? If manifestation is so instant, if I'm affirming communication with my specific person, then why aren't they texting me yet? Like, what's going on, right? So definitely going to explain and get into a little more deeper explanation of how this works. So before I get into that, know that Create Your Future is giving out a course, a free course. If you're interested in that, check out the link in the description box below. And I'll also have a Remove the 3P course that's also available, and also some coaching that's available. And if you're interested in that, also check out the link in the description box below. So manifestation is instant. How does this work? So before I say this, if every thought you had manifested instantly, you would be in a lot of trouble. You would not, it would be so chaotic that it would not even be funny. So you want to kind of be happy that every thought you have doesn't manifest instantly, because we can get caught up in wanting the instant gratification in order and get that validation that's not genuine, because you're looking for that evidence and that whatever outside of you to make you feel like, yeah, I'm doing this, is working, I'm doing this right. And it doesn't work like that. So if every thought we had manifested instantly, that would be very scary for all of us, because we have so many thoughts a day, and not every thought that we think is something that we want to happen. It's something that's, favorable and desirable. So it is actually a great thing that everything that we think doesn't manifest instantly. Now, what does manifest instantly is the thoughts that have no opposition. They have no resistance, and that can go for a fear, or that can go for an actual desire that you want to have a beautiful experience with. So yeah. So how come let's get into this. So how come when, say, you're affirming for communication, how come it doesn't come in instantly? Well, once you settle in on a thought and you start to put vision to it, you start to put emotion to it, and you start to see it really clearly in your mind without any opposing thought to it, whether it's good or bad, is going to push out. Now, some manifestations show up quicker than others. Why is that? That's just because some manifestations will just show up quicker. Everything you do is a manifestation. So say if you want a cup of coffee, you go either make the cup of coffee yourself, you order it, you go to the store, you go get it. That manifestation was instant. You thought about it, you took the inspired action to go get it, and you got it. And that's basically how the simplicity works with all your manifestations. It just differs depending on how much resistance you have towards it, right? But certain manifestations require a bridge of events that takes longer than another manifestation that will have a shorter bridge of events, okay? So, for example, you are affirming for your specific person to be with you and be in a happy, committed relationship with you, but there's a third party. Now, once you start committing and once you start affirming that your SP is committed to you despite them being with that third party, once you keep affirming for that, once you keep affirming, you keep telling your subconscious, that repetitive thought is going to be like, okay, obviously we want this to happen. So it takes that in, and then your SP can start getting the thoughts of wanting to be with you. They can start looking at the 3P like, I don't know if I made the right choice. Things have to happen to bring your SP back to you. Now, once you put that desire out there, it was instant. But your SP could have took a month and a half to come back to you, because that's just what was required for those, for that those sequence of events, that matter of time, for those situations, for whatever had to happen that needed to happen. It's like this: you put a seed in the ground and you water it. The process of that seed, what do you call that? Germinating, I think it's called. I don't know. I think that's the right word. But the process of that seed growing into whatever it has to grow into is instant, as long as you keep taking care of it and you're staying on top of it. Now, if you don't take care of the seed and what you're planning was good, the manifestation that's going to be instant is it dying, and it's not going to be what you want. It's the same thing as you taking care of the garden in your mind when it comes to the things that you want. So it's always instant. You may not instantly see the movement. And you know what? You don't want to always instantly see the movement. Why? Because then that's going to dominantly put you in the state and the version of yourself that has to always look, which is going to have situations reflected that's not going to come through and be as... It's not going to be what you wanted, because you're still operating from a state that's not clearly the version you want to be at, because the version of you that is happy with your manifestations isn't looking for your manifestations. You have them. So that's how manifestation is instant. Another example with one of my clients, she gave me permission to share this story. So thank you so much. With one of my clients, when she was a little girl, she had the fear of getting vitiligo, and she had like this fear of having something wrong with her kidneys when she get older. So she thought that when she got older, she would have vitiligo. She grew a fear from that as a little girl, and she also grew a fear of having something wrong with her kidneys. So once, when she was even a little girl, because even when we're children, we're manifestors. We're just not taught from our guardians that we had these abilities, because a lot of them didn't even know they had those abilities, right? So we're not, as children, we're not really as aware of what we're thinking, but we are manifestors still as children. So when she was a child, she had that fear that when she grew up, that would happen to her. And guess what? It happened to her. So even when she was little and she had that manifestation, it was instant, because she told herself, when I grow up, I'm afraid I think this is going to happen to me. And when she grew up, it happened. It was instant when it was little, when she was little, it was instant when she said it. When I grow up, when the sequence of events had to happen, she had to grow up, and then the manifestation came into fruition. And she told me she started growing the vitiligo around her nose. She started noticing it when she got older, that the vitiligo actually started to come into fruition in her body. But she actually reversed it with the law of assumption, and within 3 years, the vitiligo actually disappeared. Okay, so circumstances don't matter. That's another thing. And the same thing with the kidney disease, or I'm not sure if it was a kidney disease or an infection or something like that. I can't recall, but I do remember it was something with her kidneys. And then when she went to get the blood work, to get the results of the progression of how things were going, as she was sitting in the doctor's office, waiting for her results, and the doctor was communicating with her, she was affirming that the doctor was going to tell her that everything was okay. And then next thing you know, the doctor told her everything was okay with her kidneys. And she basically reversed that fearful manifestation she had as a little girl. She reversed it as an adult with the knowledge of the law of assumption. So that just goes to show you guys, circumstances never, ever matter. What only matters, especially when it comes to health, even though like this is kind of like a different topic, when it comes to health, is you never really want to take in what the doctor just told you. You want to, the more, you want to do like how my client did. She knew she manifested the thing with her kidneys, but she was telling herself, no, actually I'm healthy. Like, I know what I did. I know I created this, but now I'm going to uncreate this, health-wise or not, whatever it is, because this is my life and I'm healthy, and they're going to tell me that my results are normal and everything is fine. And it's exactly what they did, because they were in her quantum bubble. So they had to, switch it up. That, that manifestation, that was instant in that, particular situation with my client. But that's how it works. A lot of the time, you're not going to always see movement happen right away. But just know the people, places, and things that need to move in order to bring your manifestation is going to move. You just have to get out of needing to know the how and the when, because that is a manifestation delayer. The how and the when is going to delay your manifestations for the 9 times out of 10. So it's always instant. You just don't see it because sometimes a sequence of events has to happen. For example, if you want to affirm communication with your SP, you never know, really, sometimes the path of least resistance of how something can happen for you to bring something to you that you want. So, for example, you're affirming you want communication with your SP. SP is always communicating with me. SP loves talking to me. I'm always the best option, right? You never know that a week after you've been affirming that all of a sudden your best friend gets the idea to go to the mall. When she goes to the mall, something tells her to go to H&M. She goes to H&M, and guess who's in H&M? Your SP. She has a conversation with your SP. SP lets her know that he misses you. She goes back to you. She talks to you, maybe a day or 2 later. Hey, I forgot to tell you, I spoke to your SP. And the next thing you know, some way, somehow, that has caused you and your SP to get back together. When you started affirming, you didn't get that communication 5 minutes after you started affirming. The manifestation was still instant once you put that desire out there and you settled with it and you agreed with it subconsciously, right? Through your affirmations and your repetitive affirming, right? You agreed with it. But that doesn't mean that 2 hours later that your SP showed up. Something had to happen. And that's not your business to know how is it going to happen. But something had to happen. The events had to take place. And you got your manifestation, maybe about 2 weeks later. But it was instant from when you put it out. You just didn't see the movement. But the people, places, and things that had to get the thoughts in order for stuff to happen, to bring it to you, happened instantly. You just didn't see the movement. And that's how it works. You never want to get caught up in the movement. Because when you get caught up in the movement, now you're getting caught up in a version of yourself that doesn't have your desire, and you're unconsciously putting yourself further away from your desire based on who you're being at that time of you looking for your desire. You understand? So it's always, the mirror is always in front of you. So, and your manifestations are always instant, even though you don't see it instantly, but the people, places, and things have to come together some way, somehow to bring it to you. It's going to come together. Things have to move. The pieces are moving. It's just that when you're not believing it's moving, you're believing it's not working. When you believe something, that's you saying, I want this to happen. I'm believing it. Live. I'm living this. This is what I want. Believe. You understand? So it's like, if you believe it's not going to happen, then your instant manifestation is going to show you in ways that it's not going to happen. So another way, the opposite side of the spectrum where instant manifestation happens, is when you don't feel like you're enough for your person. When you feel like somebody else is out there is going to take your person. When you feel like your person doesn't want to be with you. That's also instant manifestation, because a week or 2 or a month down the line, your person could start feeling like they don't want to be with you anymore. And then the breakup happens. But that was instant from when you started thinking about them not wanting to be with you, when you were affirming the things that you didn't want. It happened since then, but it just didn't happen into fruition maybe about 3 weeks or a month later. But that doesn't mean that the manifestation wasn't instant just because it happened 3 weeks later. And plus, time doesn't really exist. It's just there for society, for society. It's just there for if you want to meet a person at a certain time, right? It's just things like that. But when it comes to manifesting and being logical with time, that doesn't apply. That doesn't work. But just know that it's instant because creation is finished. So once you accept that belief in your mind, your world is going to find the people, places, and things with the least resistance on that path to bring it to you. That is how it works. And sometimes you will see that manifestation right away. You know what? Sometimes you're not going to see your manifestation right away because sometimes events have to take place. And like I said in the beginning, you are so lucky that everything does not manifest right, that every single thought you have does not manifest right away. It's the thoughts that you take, you watch in your mind, in your third eye here, your mind here, your vision here. In your mind, you put a vision and you put emotion, and you put that belief, right? The same way you believe when you were that version of yourself that was insecure, the same way you had that belief that your person may find someone else other than you, is the same way. Is the same way you need to have that belief for the best. So that back to back, you're always having manifestations that are desirable coming into your physical reality. And you'll have those instant manifestations all the time where you're happy, you enjoying this manifestation, you're so happy about that, you get in another manifestation that's coming a beautiful manifestation that's coming right after that, and you're just in the flow of desirable and favorable manifestations, and it will all happen back to back more because all of your affirmations and your thoughts are good, that you're thinking back to back good, so it's going to play out and reflect that way as well. So like I said, it's always instant. It's always instant. It's just you being the version of yourself, feeling like you need that evidence that, yeah, let me see if it's instant. Okay, I affirmed for communication. Okay, it's been 2 seconds. Now let me check my phone and see if SP has texted me. Okay, no text. Okay, oh my God, SP hasn't texted me yet. I just was affirming though, and manifestation is instant. How come it didn't text me? But then you just didn't realize you snapped into the version of yourself that noticed the lack. So now you're gonna keep having the lack pop up in your reflection with your desires, right? So let things unfold, because listen, it has no choice but to really unfold to what you're thinking about it. It doesn't. It's just now you trusting you. So yeah, I intend that you guys got a better understanding of manifestation being instant and how it works. You know, sometimes some manifestations are quicker than others, and it's not your job to force or rush. It is just your job to intend. It's your job to desire. It's your job to vision. And it's your job to feel good and embody who it is that you want to be. And that is all you have to do. And everything else is going to come and literally pull to you